Hello and welcome to White Eagles TV. Thanks for tuning in. I'm just going to do a quick video because Serbia is playing a friendly tomorrow morning against Bahrain, a traditional rival, Serbia Bahrain. I don't think we've ever played Bahrain before. I can't remember ever playing them either at home or away. But here we are. We need a friendly just before the World Cup. Usually you would play a team that would sort of match one of the teams in your group, a South American team or whatever, or African team, but we've chosen to go with Bahrain. Playing an African team probably would have been more suitable. We played heaps of teams from Europe, so we know what to expect when we play in Switzerland. Brazil, we could have played a South American team as well, if that probably couldn't be bothered, even traveling to the Middle East. So maybe it was Bahrain was the only team we had left to play, and here we are, we're playing Bahrain. We're playing them at 3 a.m. in Sydney, Australia time. I'm not sure wherever you guys are. Check live scores. That's probably the best website to, honestly, of all sporting websites to check when teams are playing and the results, and up to minute result, up to seconds results. So yeah, that's what I'll be watching at 3 a.m. I'll be up for it. So I'll be watching the team. Who knows we're going to play? I definitely know Mitro is not going to play. Kostic, Filip Kostic, and Sasha Lukic. There's injury clouds over those three. Lukic and Kostic, I'm not too concerned with. I think they'll make a full recovery, but obviously Mitro, there's no news on Mitro, which is troubling. He didn't play his last two games for Fulham. And he's got a foot injury, and I haven't even seen him training with the Eagles over there in Qatar. He ran onto field once, and then he sort of walked off straight away. He just sort of maybe takes some photos, and so who knows. Stojkovic is playing that pretty close to his chest, so hopefully it's all good. But I'm not too sure. Maybe it's a tactic we're employing, so the Brazilians don't know what's coming at them. That would be pretty cool. Maybe that is what's the case. Maybe they're going to think that Mitro's not playing, and up a couple hours before team sheet, boom, he's on there, and then they're scrambling to figure out what sort of tactics to come up against with Mitro. You'll outhead that whole defense of theirs, which is not the best, but their midfield and strikers are pretty good. So Serbia Bahrain coming up. I just looked at some of the odds here in Australia. They're paying $1.33 for the win. Draw, maybe that's decent value. Bahrain's paying $9. I don't see them coming up against us. But I found a couple of articles. World Cup. This is from the Guardian newspaper. World Cup 2022 team guides, part 27, Serbia. Just reading some of this, it's pretty cool. So they've got our ranking. We're number 21. Hopefully number 1 after this World Cup. And then 98, we did qualify, but under Yugoslavia. Obviously 2002 we didn't. 2006, Serbia, Montenegro finished last in the whole World Cup. 2010, what can you say? We're disappointing in that group as well. Finished last in that group. 2014 we didn't qualify. In 2018 we qualified and it was terrible. Here we are, Dragan Stojkovic, the coach. Before tournament he was asked if he felt that Serbia could qualify in the end after maybe a playoff, and he said, "What do you mean in the end? There are no question marks. We will go to the World Cup." I remember watching that, and he was pretty angry that he got asked that question, and he shut the reporter down pretty quickly, which was pretty good. And oozes confidence, as it says right there on the thing. Oozes confidence. And then it says here, after the first training session, one of them joked, "Where have you been all my life?" And that's exactly it. Where has, not since maybe Antic, has there been a group like this that have sort of come together? The confidence is crazy. Star player, who you could pick, this article's pick Savic, Tadic, Vlahovic, Mitro. I mean, you could pick all of them. But they've gone with Dusan Tadic. He's the leader of our team. He's the crosses and the balls he puts in. That is where we get our goals from. He is our number 1. He is our number 10. He's a playmaker, Stojkovic-esque from the 1990-98 World Cup. He is our star player. Unsung hero, Filip Kostic, running down that left and just putting in one cross after another. That's where we get our goals from. Mitro's head. He is on his day. Kostic is unstoppable. They've come up with their own team list. Savic, Milinkovic, Mitrovic, and Pavlovic. They're your defense. Midfield, Zivkovic, Lukic, Milinkovic, Savic, Kostic. Fair enough. Tadic playing the number 10 role, sitting just behind Mitro, Vlahovic. maybe that's not going to be the case, that Mitro and Vlahovic plays in both games. So we'll see what happens. Serbia is not playing part of any of the politics with this World Cup. We're just going to play football smart, keep politics out of football. No one knows that better than Serbia. How many times we've been thrown out and couldn't play at home for whatever reason. We don't have to go in. I don't want to go into it. National anthem, we all know what that is. Nothing will get you pumped up like listen to that anthem just before the game. And all-time Cole hero, obviously, he's a legend. Arsene Wenger once said when he was asked about Dragan Stojkovic, and any passerby on the street in Serbia would say the same. Pixie, as he's known, is worshipped. A 1990 World Cup, which was our last World Cup. He scored 2 fantastic goals against Spain. One was a free kick, and one was a cross. Landed at his foot. It was a beautiful dummy. The defenders bought it, and he scored. And these are some pretty cool things I never knew. Diego Maradona included. He played against in Argentina. That's where we lost in a penalty shootout against Maradona's Argentina. He goes, Maradona. So he goes, Pixie is on par with Cruyff, Maradona, and Pele. The Argentinian legend, Gabriel Batistuta. Batigo, we all know him, Fiorentina legend. Said recently, while Dragan Savicevic quipped, he's even better than me. That's pretty cool. Like, you're in some great company there, let me tell you. And this was a picture of Serbia versus Slovenia when we played him. You can see this guy's wearing the Slovenia jersey. I found another World Cup related article here. It just talks more about the same. There's Dragan Stojkovic. And household name you haven't heard of yet. So while attacking line, grabbing all the headlines, plays a little deeper. Central defender Strahinja Pavlic is the foundation of Stojkovic's three-man defense with Milenkovic and Veljkovic. They've gone different. Instead of Mitrovic, they've gone Veljkovic. He's expected to be the youngest star for Serbia. Yep, fair enough. Pavlovic, he is a rock at the back when he wants to. Nemanja Vidic-esque. That was his idol. So he's obviously modelled his game. Take no prisoner attitudes at times. 194 centimeters, dominates both penalty areas. Our strength, here we go. So we've topped our nations group and winning promotion to Group A. 5-match unbeaten run shows confidence and maturity, and in not underestimating their rivals. So this is where it all comes down to it. Weaknesses, if we have no weaknesses. So we haven't made it past the group stage since '98 World Cup, whereas we played Yugoslavia, which was held in France. So this is obviously going to be, and they just talk about some of that Switzerland was last. I don't want to get into. And if you look at our coaching staff, Japanese Katsuhito Kinoshi, who's our fitness coach, the first Japanese to be coaching staff for a European team. Known as Coach Kino or Kinosic, he's been with, I guess, Stojkovic, since he's been manager. So that's fantastic. That we've got some sort of outside knowledge in with our team, and yeah, that's about it. So our first game's Friday, coming up next week, 6 a.m. next Friday. I hope for the best. And as you can probably see, I'm wearing my Serbia Umbre jersey, which we had. Before the 2018 World Cup. We wore this jersey when we qualified for 2018 World Cup, and then from Umbro, which made some great jerseys. They made only two sets of jerseys, which were both really nice. This is fantastic. This away one. Then we went to Puma. We all know what terrible jerseys we got for the '98 World Cup. No one liked it. But Serbia Bahrain. Check out White Eagles TV Twitter account. I'll be watching the game and just posting the lineups and whatever's happening with the game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here soon.